In this video, you learn how to make your own crunchy coconut flakes from a hard coconut. Keep watching, guys. In breaking my coconut, I had a couple of tools, a hammer, a spatula, and then a plate to pour the water when eventually the coconut gets broken. So you have to make sure to be very careful, guys, because this can be very dangerous if you're not careful. If you know you don't know how to break a coconut, or you're finding it difficult, just like I did here, obviously, well, our advice you give to someone who can, or at best you could go to a cemented floor, and hit it on the floor. Hit it as many times as you can, but just be rest assured that you're not going to get the water out of the coconut. Or at best, the best option is always meeting someone who can. But with this video, I'm sure you can break a coconut by yourself. It's not that difficult, but you just have to be careful with your hands to make sure you don't get injured, or you don't sustain an injury that even after eating the coconut flakes, it's not going to soothe the pain. Okay, from this next step, you can see me trying to use a knife to bring out the coconut. This was pretty easy, but I have to say, before this I had to go meet my mom to help me bring it out, and she was quite busy, so I had to end up doing it by myself. Bringing it out was not funny. I had to delete so many clips before this particular one. So again, guys, if you know that you cannot bring out a coconut, or using a knife, you're not good at using a knife, then please make sure you get help, or you meet someone who's skilled at it. So you must make sure to rinse the coconut properly, because you don't want any shell left behind when you're about to grate. If you notice, you see how I'm taking my time to clean up all the tools that I've used to bring out the coconut from its shell. Why? It's so you don't leave any shaft behind, you don't leave any of the shell behind, or by mistake mix up the shell with the coconut flakes. Okay, guys, for the grating of the coconut, you can actually use any coconut, any grater of your choice, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be using the largest part of the grater. Yes, and I love this grater a lot because it comes in different shapes and different sizes. This gives me an option of making different sizes of coconut flakes that I want. And for the purpose of this video, we'll be using the long and slanty side. It's a bit thin, so when you see the flakes, you see how thin it is. You make sure it's thin, you don't dig it deep lest it becomes too thick, and when it's in the oven for it to get dried, it may take a while, and we don't want that, right? So guys, as a bonus, I'm going to be teaching you how to take off the back of a coconut. It's very simple, nothing hard there. Just simply grate out, turn your grater to the tiniest part of the grater. You see, these are the tiniest holes of the grater, and simply scrape off the back with the grater. Make sure to use a different plate for this. Okay, you don't want to mess up the flakes you've already grated before now, so you make sure to use a different plate for it. And after you're done, of course, I was going to say it, wash up the plates and everything, because we don't want it getting mixed with our coconut flakes. At this point, you make sure to scrape till you get an even color in the sense of you make sure every single thing is white in color before you stop grating. Make sure every single dark part is out, then you rinse, and voila, you have yourself a white coconut without the back. I'm going to say at this point, because if you're going to be using your coconut flakes for granola or any cereal of your choice, I think it's prettier in the plate. When you serve it, it's finer without the back. But then again, not all of us have the time to be grating the back and going through this stress, except you're using a machinery or something. But for me, I'm just showing you this as a bonus so you understand that it's possible to remove the back and still have a seamless and a neat coconut. But usually I go with the flow. I use the back. Again, guys, see how I'm taking out time to make sure I'm rinsing. So you have to rinse properly, rinse the grater, and also rinse the plate to make sure every single thing you're doing is done in a neat environment. You don't want to be eating or tasting sand or dirt, or just not feel comfortable when you're eating. So make sure every single thing you're doing, the place you're cooking, the place you're grating, the place you're doing everything is neat. It's very, very important, guys. Again, using the same method that we used for the other one, you can remember I told you can go with any choice. You can go with any size choice, any size of your choice rather. You can go either the smallest size, or the medium. But for the use of this video, we're still going to be using the medium size, and we're going to blend it first with the bigger size. So we'll have a little of this and a little of the other one. I'm going to show you. Guys, as fast as this may be, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful, yeah. Be very careful not to dig deep into the grater, because you're going to be getting a fatter size of coconut, and you don't want that, because it's called coconut flakes. It has to be tiny, it has to be flat. No matter the size, it has to be flat. So for that purpose, make sure you're not like pressing the coconuts into the body of just a very shallow cut. Yes, you have to use a very shallow cut, just basically the coconut touching the surface of the grater and bringing out the flake. Okay guys, like I said, there you have it. Can you spot the difference? Well, I can, but I had to like mix everything up together. But if you were to come really close, you'd see that the ones without the back was pretty finer than the ones with back. But then again, if you're using this for personal use, then you should have no bother of any kind, because I mean, the back also has its nutrient that it adds to your body, so you're really not putting anything to waste. But if you're going to be doing this, let's say you're going to be making granola for an instance, for commercial purposes, or you're going to be making it for sale, then it's advisable you take off the back of the coconut. That way your granola is looking fine and beautiful. Okay guys, here you can actually use a if you have a pan, then perfect, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to be using a stainless pot, an aluminum pot. Yes, so I'm going to be using an aluminum pot. You don't put anything, you see, I did not add any oil or anything, no, just like that, and then you put it in the oven. But if you have a parchment paper, then perfect. A parchment paper and a pan, that's perfect. But I did not have any parchment paper in the house while making this video, so I thought to use this, and I think this is also going to help you, my friend, if you're like me, you are not always having a parchment paper. And that's it guys, this is how it looks. This is how a smaller flake look. So now you have a variety of choices. You can either go with the big one, with the big size, or the small size. Please, when lighting your oven, you have to ensure it's at the lowest heat. I repeat, it has to be at the lowest heat, less it's not going to cook evenly and it's going to get burnt, right? So you want to take it to the lowest heat. So make sure it's at the lowest heat. Make sure it's at the lowest heat before you start cooking. And as a bonus, again guys, do make sure to come back from time to time to check it. You come, you check, you stir, you come, you check, you stir, you come, you check, you stir, till it has the consistency and the color that you want, right? You don't want it getting burnt within 5 to 7 minutes. You don't want to get it getting burnt or getting too brown. Yes, it depends on what you want to use it for, or whatever choice you choose to go for, this is how it ought to look like. Thank you so much for watching guys. Do make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave a thumbs up to encourage this channel. Take care guys, bye.